last couple of years, audiobooks have become a literary staple for many readers, myself included. While there was a drop in audiobook listenership between 2020 and 2021, there's still a whopping 45 to 50% of Americans listening to them. Audiobooks are a fantastic way to put a dent in your to-be-read pile while still getting other tasks accomplished. I'm your host, Garrett K. Jones, and I'll be providing the second half of my top 10 audiobook recommendations for Season 4. Happy Saturday and welcome to my channel. If you're new, glad to have you, and if you're a returning viewer, glad to have you back. You can become a channel supporter through Patreon and the merch store. Both are going to be found down in the video description, and of course I'll talk more about those options towards the end of the video. Now, the fastest, the easiest, and the freest way to support what we do here is by becoming a subscriber. So make sure to click the subscribe button and smash that like button. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications on new videos. So I took last week off as a break from social media as a way of decompressing and getting away from the vitriol. Regardless of what has happened in the last couple of weeks, I'm finding more and more that people just want to gripe and complain over misinformation, assumed accuracy about a topic, or perceived offenses. And there's this rush of people trying to announce that they are the most pissed off, the fastest, and to be fair, it's damn exhausting. Hence the social media break. That being said, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to share some crucial information with you guys. So first up, there are only 2 regular segment episodes between now and the launch of Author Awareness August. Next week will be the July edition of Author Awareness, and I have a fantastic interview for that episode. And then in 2 weeks, I will be closing out our talk on the hero's journey. The week after that, I will be presenting the Author Showcase, which will feature each author that I will be interviewing throughout the month of August. Secondly, the same day as the Author Showcase, I'll be hosting my 3rd lecture at the Kings County Library in Hanford, California. I will be leading a discussion on the hero's journey, and I will be live streaming that lecture on Instagram for all my followers to watch. I'll have more details about that event as we get closer to the date, but that will be held on July 30th, the last Saturday of the month. I normally do a list of my top 10 audiobooks for the month of July. My list doesn't usually have any particular genre, as I try to include the books that I really enjoyed over the course of a season. However, because I didn't have any guest hosts back in May, I decided to split up the audiobook list into 2 parts. The first part covered selections 10 down to 6, and I'm picking up with the top 5 this month. So let me recap that video. If you want to watch it, it's going to be linked right up here. In the number 10 spot, I had Halo Shadows of Reach by Troy Denning. For number 9, I had Eska by Erica Schaaf. In spot number 8, I had The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, as narrated by Andy Serkis. For number 7, I featured Firefly Generations, written by Tim Lebbon. And of course, for number 6, I had A Christmas Carol, penned by Charles Dickens, and narrated with superb fashion by none other than Tim Curry. For my number 5 pick, I'm listing Sir Gawain and the Green Knight by Simon Armitage, narrated by Bill Wallace. While it's on the relatively short side, clocking in at under 6 hours, the story is one of my absolute favorites from Arthurian legend and makes for a great Christmas and New Year's tale. The narrative is actually recorded twice. The first time in standard or modern English, and the second in Middle English, which is really cool to listen to because it has such a poetic sing-song cadence to it. At number 4, I have Unholy Night, written by Seth Grahame-Smith and narrated by Peter Berkrot. The story of this quasi-revisionist historical fiction piece focuses on the birth narrative of Jesus of Nazareth. While it deviates substantially from the biblical narrative, you can tell the author did his research on both the historical, cultural, and spiritual aspects of the account. It provides a different take on the three wise men and the events surrounding Jesus' first few weeks of life in between birth and his family's flight to Egypt to avoid Herod the Great's extermination of babies born around that time. For number 3, Tim Lebbon is back on this list with his book Relics. Imagine a world where magical entities such as satyrs and dragons and nymphs all exist, but they remain hidden because there is an underground black market trade in poached bits and pieces from these fantastic beasts, thought to be myth from ages past. Relics is the first book in a trilogy that explores this urban fantasy premise. The characters are gripping, and the narration for all 3 books by Esther Wayne is captivating. For number 2, I'm listing All You Need Is, Remembering Who You Really Are, written by Brian M. McCay, Ph.D., and narrated by Jeremy Albert. I had the opportunity to interview Brian at the beginning of the season, and he's been a close personal friend for a long time. And while I personally don't believe in past lives or reincarnation or anything like that, it was still a great read, and it was really insightful regarding the patterns that we as individual humans find ourselves repeating throughout the course of our lives time and time again. Definitely worth reading if you have a chance.
Before going any further with the video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications on new videos. You can select notifications for all videos, or you can select notifications based on your preferences. If you're watching on your phone, be sure to update those settings inside the app itself to get the most out of your viewing experience.
Last but not least, at number 1, I present to you The Disappearance of Sherlock Holmes by Larry Millett and narrated by Steve Hendrickson. I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, and Millett's work on this series of novels, which actually starts about 4 books earlier with Sherlock Holmes and the Red Demon, is fantastic. Most of the novels, with the exception of this one, all take place in Minnesota, with Holmes investigating some kind of case with varying degrees of help from Dr. Watson and an original character, Shadwell Rafferty. The thing I liked most about this book was that it kept me guessing as to who the true culprit was right up until the end, and it was only after I pieced together the clues that I knew for certain what Holmes already figured out. I highly recommend this entire series, especially if you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes just like I am. Hey, thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so on Patreon through one of 3 affordable support plans. Patrons get access to blooper reels, behind-the-scenes videos, and so much more. You can also buy sweet merch from my store on Teespring, which you can then turn around and rep on Instagram and Twitter by tagging me at GKJ_publishing and using the hashtag 5kingdomsmerch. Or you can sign up for the free poster giveaway. All links are down in the video description, and I will announce a winner when I hit 200 YouTube subscribers. So until then, make sure to tune in next week for the July edition of Author Awareness, featuring an interview with Emily Bernath.
The vlog of the 5 Kingdoms is filmed without the use of a live audience at Skyrocket Studios in Hanford, California. We can't do what we do without your help, so please make sure to subscribe by clicking the button that's above my head, and make sure to watch and share the videos over here to my left. Have a great week.